Test 1, 2, 3. Welcome. We are live. I believe we're live. It says we're live. Let's hope. So today I want to talk about, we've talked about how did I get here? And the key is to that statement is whether you're a salesperson, you're a sales manager, or a president, the question is, how did I get here? It's the end of the month, you hit your numbers, wow, how'd that happen? Or you didn't hit your numbers, what the hell, we had such a full pipeline, what happened? Right? It seems to go back and forth no matter what when we're sales. The one thing though, I think that in all my years of sales, I think the one thing that's bugged me was, and it came upon me recently, is the word stress, right? And the reason I say that is because I think we all get stressed out at different times. We get stressed. Heck, if I hit my numbers and not sure how am I going to take care of this business? We get stressed when we don't have enough in the pipeline. There's a lot of things that cause us stress. We lose our biggest account, we get stressed, right? And I really figured out what is stress caused by. And stress is caused by, I think, one of two things. Either I don't know the future, right? And so it's fear of some sort, or something happened to me and I don't know the future, right? So it's one of two things. Basically, I don't know the future. It's a fear thing, but either I'm not sure what's going to happen or something just happened that's going to stop me from getting where I'm going. So I thought about this a lot, and I think it bugs salespeople. And so the one thing I would say, how do I deal with stress as a salesperson or a sales manager? And as a sales manager, how do I help people deal with stress? I think the way is simple. Do you have a full pipeline, right? Because I can lose an account, and I got stressed because, oh my gosh, I'm a commission salesperson, and I just lost 10% of my monthly income, right? What am I going to do? So I start stressing out. But if my pipeline is full, or at least I have prospects that are down the funnel, there's a lot less stress for me. And so if we really think about it, if you're a salesperson and you're full because you got tons of business, what are you doing about future stress? That's probably a way to look at it. And if you have a full bucket of business and kind of busy, what are you doing prospecting wise? Because here's what happens. If we don't do anything prospecting wise, I'm full, I'm busy, I get tons of business, and all of a sudden I lose some business, right? And what do I start doing? I start doing prospecting, right? And by the way, I haven't done prospecting for a while, so I'm terrible at it. So I start doing this prospecting, terrible at it, right? Business is down here, and all of a sudden I start doing this stuff that's no good. And now I start picking up business again, and I start getting business because I prospected, and now I stop prospecting, and it's going to happen again. So the key is, how do you keep a full pipeline? And by the way, this has happened to me. It's very, I can't tell you the times where I panicked out. The reason I panicked is because I let 3-6 months go by. I didn't do any prospecting. And I said I didn't have to because I had all this business. And this business is going to stay with me forever and love me forever. Right? So if you're a salesperson, look at your pipeline and look at it on a daily basis. And that's a great thing, reason why we have a CRM. You can look at it and say, what's in there? What's moving? What's not moving? If it's not moving, that's a problem. So start looking at your pipeline. If you're a sales manager, right, start helping your salespeople analyze the pipeline, not to beat them up. See, the reason salespeople don't like looking at the pipeline with a sales manager is a sales manager is going to say, oh, you don't have enough in your pipeline, right? The goal is not to beat them up. The goal is, how do we get more in your pipeline? How do I help you get more in your pipeline? What do I need to do as your sales manager to motivate you to get more in your pipeline? Move some things out of your pipeline that don't belong there. See, that's the other problem, is too often we have a pipeline full of stuff that shouldn't be there. So we look at it and we go, oh, I got lots in my pipeline. But if it hasn't moved in 3, 4, 5 months, then it's not in your pipeline. Get it out. Get something else in there. Go find some live prospects. So if you really want to deal with this word stress, I think that's the way to deal with it. And even as an owner of a company, you should be able to look at a pipeline similar to how you're looking at a spreadsheet, a P&L, right? You have a CFO that can show you the P&L and show you the story it tells you. You should have a sales manager that can show you the pipeline and show you the story it tells you. So are we doing that? If we're not, that's a problem. So that's one end of stress. The other problem that causes stress is when something happens that I didn't know about. And I bring this up because I was recently in France and my wife got pickpocketed, right? Immediate stress, right? She got pickpocketed. We knew we got pickpocketed the moment it happened. And it was immediate stress. And what do we do? Oh my God. And we had the police and what have you. But luckily for me, I've had stuff stolen from me before. And the first thing I did was I got on the phone, right, with credit cards. I started canceling credit cards, called my bank. By the way, it's 4 a.m. back here in the States, calling my bank, and I had to cancel my debit cards. And immediately her phone was canceled. So that got taken, right? So we immediately canceled everything. In other words, because it had happened to me in the past, right, and I knew that it was what to do, I immediately took action. And yes, it was still inconvenience. It was a problem, but the stress went away pretty quick. And the reason I bring that up is I really want you to think about, as a salesperson, unplanned things happen, right? Do we have a plan, right? Do we know what we should do when a prospect all of a sudden goes, oh, my company told me we're not allowed to buy it, right? Or when you hear a prospect go, oh, we're going to bring another person in to give a quote, right? Do we have those plans in place? Because if you do, you'll have a lot less stress when those things happen. So really create some talk tracks, some plans for yourself of what should I say when a customer pulls their business or says they got to pull their business? What do I say when a customer all of a sudden stops the sales process on me? What do I say when I'm on the 10th yard line with a customer and all of a sudden the person I've been doing business with is now gone and I got someone new? See, that's stress. That's stress, especially for us salespeople that did all this hard work to build this up, right? So what I would do if I were you is really start putting some plans in place for these things that have happened to you in the past. It's probably happened to you in the past. So put some plans in place, put a playbook together for yourself of when this happens, this is what I do personally. When this happens, this is what I do personally. Right? How do you take the stress out of your life as a salesperson? That's really the key. So really want you to think about that word stress, okay? And see what you can do to get stress out of your life for sales. Heck, we're in sales. Sales is the toughest job in the world. You're in sales management. This is the second toughest job, maybe the first toughest job in the world. You're an owner of a company with a sales department and don't understand the sales department or want to get involved. That's the worst job in the world because you got to get involved. You got to understand sales. But you got to understand what causes stress and how to alleviate stress. It's going to come, but if I can get rid of stress quicker, I can be more productive faster. So think about that word stress and start thinking about how you can get rid of it and get it out of your life. And moving forward, we have programs that can help you with that. Go ahead and email me or join my live stream. and we'll get you more information on that. And by the way, I apologize. My last live stream was pre-recorded, and I didn't realize that's like a sin to pre-record a live stream and call it live stream. So I'm gonna try to put these out every Thursday morning, and if it's not live, I'll say it's pre-recorded. But if it is live, I hope you chat and give me some feedback. So appreciate everybody. Have a great next week. Today's Thursday. We'll see you next week at How Did I Get Here?